Hey guys, so there's been a question that I keep hearing the past 5 years that, to be honest, I'm completely sick of. It's, what are you gonna do? It all started my senior year of high school with, what are you gonna do after graduation? What college are you gonna go to? Then when I made it to my JC, it was, what major are you gonna choose? What 4-year do you wanna transfer to? What are you gonna do? And it became worse my senior year of college, where the whole year I was bombarded with, what are you going to do after graduation? What career are you going to go into? What job are you going to take? What are you going to do? I even had a friend who, months after graduation, and she was already settled into a job, her family kept asking her, well, what are you going to do after this job? What are you going to do? And right now, we're just at this time where there's so many questions about our future, where we're going to go to school, what job we're going to take, who we're going to marry, what we're going to do with our lives. And it's so stressful and so worrisome because, to be honest, we just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with my future half the time. And whenever the stress and worry comes up, a verse comes to mind. It's Matthew 6:26 through 29. Jesus says, look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or stow away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the lilies of the field grow? They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. And I read this and I think, okay, awesome, God. You say how you're going to take care of the birds of the air and the lilies of the field. But Lord, what about me? The birds of the air, they don't have student loans. They don't have parents pressuring them to get a job, to move out, to figure out their life. The lilies of the field, they weren't beaten and abused growing up. They weren't told that they're worthless, that they're nothing. They don't have habitual sins that they can't get by. Lord, I'm worthless. I have all these problems. I'm torn. Lord, I'm like this napkin. I'm a complete wreck. I look like I have no purpose anymore. And this is what we do. We focus so much on what we are, we forget what we can become. And we see this happen to Moses. After Moses had fled Egypt after killing the Egyptian, God goes and speaks to him through the burning bush. And God tells him what he can become, how Moses is going to become this amazing leader who's going to go and free his people and lead them out of Egypt. But Moses goes and says, Lord, I can't do this. I can't speak well. They're not going to believe me. Lord, you remember what I did? No, I can't go back there. I'm useless. But as soon as Moses starts realizing and seeing what he can become, that's when he really changes and starts going. Guys, when we focus on what we can become, a few things happen. First, we become stabilized. We're no longer going through life weary and uncertain, slowly worrying about what's going to happen. We have direction, we have purpose. We can move forward at full pace, just heading on straight to what God has called for us. And then second, our discouragement is replaced with encouragement. We're no longer worried when a bump comes along in the road, when things get rough, because we know what we're going to become. We're going to become great things. And I know there's still some of you out there thinking, okay, well, that's great, but God's not speaking to me through a burning bush. There's no mat ascending from heaven with doves saying, here, this is what you're going to do. I'm still like this. I'm still this napkin. I'm broken. But guys, what we need to remember is that so many times in life, God makes it look like our life is just an absolute complete wreck. It looks like it's in shambles, and it sucks, it's hard. God breaks us down and tears us. But guys, what happens is God does this, he gets us to our absolute lowest point right before he turns us into something awesome, into something completely unexpected, into an awesome flower napkin. Guys, when we focus on what we can become, when we remember that we can become great leaders, great world changers, great things happen. And whether we know it or not, whether you know that you're going to go and be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or you're still just trying to figure out what college to transfer to, we can become great things if we just trust in God and remember that he's going to be there for us.